The top 1% is the symbol of wealth and power thanks to a protest movement. Since Occupy Wall Street popularized the term almost a decade ago, inequality has surged, and this exclusive group has only gotten richer and more influential. Yet the top 1% covers a wide span, from prosperous professionals to billionaires with more wealth than many nations, and the difficulty of making the cut varies greatly depending on where you live. In today's video, we will be showing you how to be a top 1%. Without further ado, let's begin. This summer, thousands of moms and dads will load their children onto buses and hug them goodbye as they head off to camp to pursue their childhood dreams. Many of these kids will devote their time to practicing their curveballs and base stealing on the diamond. Undoubtedly, all of them will be dreaming of becoming the next Mike Trout or Christian Yelich. But what are the odds that the kid sitting in the fourth row of that bus will actually make it to the big leagues? Slim, yet this kid in the fourth row is joyfully sent off to camp every year. Why is that? Because playing the game is fun, and there are lessons to be learned from goals that seem out of reach. Sure, you'll need raw talent and relentless determination, but even so, parents continue to send their kids to camp because there is value in learning how to pursue goals, even the ones that seem nearly impossible to achieve. First off, if you're in the US, you're probably already in the top 1% in terms of worldwide income. This enviable status belongs to anyone earning around $32,000 per year. Administrative assistants, pest control technicians, and customer service representatives are all examples of professions that start at this income level. But let's look at what it takes to become a 1%er in America. There's a chance you personally know someone who falls into this category. The 1% is comprised of hardworking Americans who are willing to think innovatively about a particular industry and use that ingenuity to fuel a venture. You'll need to earn about $421,000 per year to be in the top 1% of earners in the United States. According to the most recent census, the average household income is about $61,372. This gap between the national average and the top 1% is significant. But if you want to bridge that gap, here's what you need to know. How to join the 1%. Learn from the success of others. Each of us can learn from the experiences of financially successful people like Do-Won Chong. One of the most instructive things we can do is place ourselves in proximity to those who have mastered the necessary skills of success. Chang was determined to learn how to be successful in the fashion industry, so he took a job at a clothing store and treated his employer's business as if it were his own. Who can you get proximate to? Learning from their mastery of business. Be entrepreneurial. Eventually, it became apparent to Chang that he would need to branch out on his own. Working on someone else's payroll isn't typically the path to becoming a 1%er. There are, however, a few professions where one can expect to make more than $400,000 annually during peak earning years. But if you really want to join the 1% of income earners, consider starting a business. Not only is business ownership a potential source of high annual income, but it is also a source of wealth. According to Visual Capitalist, nearly half of the assets of the top 1% of America's wealthiest households are in the form of business or real estate ownership. Get started. You can start a business with a new idea or technological innovation, or launch a time-tested business that offers a product or service that consumers always need, like a plumber. If you don't have ready capital, but you have talent and ideas, you may find others who are willing to deploy their capital to get you started. Most Americans don't have family money to buy or finance their first business, but they may be able to finance a startup through an SBA loan or angel investors. Entrepreneurship isn't easy. We should recognize entrepreneurs as the vitally important members of the American fabric they are. They take risks and defer gratification when many others don't. They aren't satisfied with the status quo. They are the visionaries who see further into the future than merely the next quarterly report or fiscal year. They create jobs that provide for many of our livelihoods. Think we're romanticizing entrepreneurship? Hardly. It's a tough road that demands grit, sleepless nights, determination, tolerance for failure, and sometimes ridicule. It can demand 19-hour days and juggling 3 jobs at a time. And the reality is that small businesses regularly fail. ownership is emancipating. The reality is that entrepreneurship is not for everyone. But entrepreneurship can enable you to do things on your own terms and spend your earnings on the things and causes that matter to you. If you earn $1 million, you can save for retirement, buy a new home, build an orphanage in Guatemala, or pay for the legal defense of the indigent. Never mind the naysayers. Earning a high income or achieving wealth is not out of reach. Remember the kid headed to baseball camp. He may only have a 0.296% chance of making it to the bigs. That's quite a bit less than 1%. However, if you pursue entrepreneurship with the joy of a young kid on the baseball diamond, putting in the effort and training of a budding ballplayer, you have a realistic shot at financial success. The term top 1% typically refers to people among the top 1% wealthiest Americans, as measured by either annual income or net worth. The income of those in the top 1% is many multiples above that of the average American. According to one study, in 2018, the average person in the top 1% earned an income more than 39 times that of someone in the bottom 90%. In order to be considered in the top 1% of wage earners in the U.S., you need to have wages of $758,434, according to information from the Progressive Economic Policy Institute, EPI, using wage data for 2019. By comparison, the average worker in the U.S. earns just $57,535 annually. Want to see where you fall? Try inputting your income into this calculator to see your ranking, developed by DQYDJ.com. The income of the top 1% is still growing. Research from EPI shows that wages from 2009 to 2019 grew 20.4%, while those in the bottom 90% rose at less than half that rate, only 8.7%. For wider context, EPI also found that when you look at wages from 1979 to 2019, the top 1% grew by 160.3%, while the bottom 90% saw wages grow only 26% during the same time period. EPI data, however, showed that earners in the top 10% make substantially less than the top 1%. Those making between 90th and 95th percentiles averaged almost 6 times less, $129,998 in 2019. So guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. For more interesting content, give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more awesome content. Have a nice day, and I will see you in the next video.